everyone, this is Matt from tracymatt.co.uk, and here I am with the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 10 HD Plus. Now, we looked at the Yoga Tablet 10 back in around November of last year, and this is the new version with the HD, well, better than HD screen. So we're going to do a quick unboxing video for you just now. So the tablet itself is right on top. I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. Also in the box we have some accessories, if I can get them out. So in this box we have a UK charger with a USB socket on the back of it, and in the other box, let's see, this little box we have a couple of little plastic feet by the looks of it, and the getting started guide. And then we have a USB to micro USB sync charge cable, nothing too unusual about that. That's all we get in the box. There's no headphones or anything like that, and it is kind of just straightforward. So back to the tablet. Pretty much in terms of the exterior design, basically the same as the previous model, which we have here. So just to take a quick look, we have a 10.1 inch display, which actually is 1920 by 1200, so a little better than HD. We have a forward facing camera, which is actually a 1.6 megapixel forward facer, capable of HD fixed focus, that is, but it's capable of HD recording. We also have stereo speakers on the front facing, kind of small, but they are backed with dolby technology, so sound output should be reasonably good. Taking a look around the outside, on the left hand side, as we look at it this way, we have the micro USB sync charge cable and the power button. Nothing really to see on the bottom. Obviously this area here, this chunky area, is where the battery is. So it's got a large area here for the battery, to give us claimed up to 18 hours of battery life using it in as a tablet. It's obviously Android. So on the right hand side we have the headphone connector, so it's a standard 3.5mm jack. It's a 4-pole, so you can use a wired headset should you wish to do so, with a microphone and obviously the headphones themselves. I have a button on the side. I think that's I don't know if that's a volume control or just a single button. We'll look at that when we actually come into turning on the OS. And the other hole there is the microphone. That's pretty much all we get to see on there. On the back, so on the back here we do have it's an 8 megapixel autofocus camera, so decent sort of size in terms of pixels. And then underneath here we do have this mechanism that allows us to slide that or rotate that around. Now the idea there is that we can use it to stand the tablet up, so if we're watching movies and stuff like that and putting it on our desk or table, then we can sort of stand it fully upright, or indeed we can turn it around that way. So we've got it sort of like in an angled mode, so if we're typing on the screen or anything like that, it gives it into sort of quite a nice position. Or indeed if we lay it flat, we can go flatter than that and have it in an angled mode like that as well, with obviously the slight bump at the back. So we've got a couple of modes that it will actually work in. I do like the fact that we can stand it up. Having it standing up on a desk, I think it's quite cool. Being able to just touch screen, you've got updates, maybe you're going to leave Twitter open or something like that, so it's kind of cool. Under this cover here we have space for a micro SD memory card. We will support up to 64 gig memory cards, not 128 but 64, that's still pretty good. This model does not have space for a SIM card, but there is a model on the market that does also accept SIM cards if you want to use it in 3G mode, but this model is just the Wi-Fi model. So let's go ahead. What we're going to do is just turn on, which is that end. Now, one of the nice things that you may have heard there, and I immediately noticed when using this, is there's actually a vibrate function. So like mobile phones have vibrate, this tablet has vibrate. Why other tablets don't have that, I really don't know. I think it's a really useful feature, particularly if you're trying to be quiet, using it on a train or an aeroplane or something like that, where you don't want to use your headphones but you want to be quiet, you want to have notifications, something like that. I think having a vibrate function inside a tablet, and why not laptops? I think that for notifications and alerts, I think having vibrate actually makes an awful lot more sense. Indeed, not many have them. So immediately on startup, you may have noticed how good the screen is. Let's put it back on. You may have noticed how good the screen is. Hopefully you have, and hopefully it conveys reasonably well with a video. But it's an IPS display, and as I've already mentioned, it is 1920 by 1200 pixels. Pretty high resolution for a 10-inch display. Pretty impressive. Multi-touch, 10-point multi-touch. Should that be something that's important to you? But it does support it. In terms of other specification, well, we have a Qualcomm Snapdragon quad-core CPU. It's a 1.6 gigahertz clock speed. So we'll take a benchmark at that in a moment as well. We've got Android OS 4.3 Jelly Bean. There's an upgrade to KitKat 4.4 shortly, according to the Lenovo website. The two front-facing speakers we already mentioned with Dolby audio. In terms of memory, we have 2 gig of RAM, so that's again reasonable. They've stepped that up a little. So we've got 2 gig of RAM now. We have 16 gig of internal storage ROM. And as I say, the micro SD is supports up to 64 gig. The battery, 9,000 milliamp hour, so that's a really hefty battery in terms of capacity, and supports up to, or claims up to, 18 hours of usage. Dimensions: 261 millimeters wide, and we are 180 millimeters tall, and 9.1 millimeters at the thinnest point, up to where it's at its thickest. I'm sorry, that's the wrong way around. Up to its thickest here. Well, my specification says 3 millimeters at the thinnest, sorry, and 9.1 at the thickest. Obviously, that isn't taken into account of that chunky battery, the area at the bottom, because that's clearly way over 9.1 millimeters. So that's probably nearer to 18 or 20. But the specification I have from Lenovo doesn't include that dimension. The Wi-Fi model, so it weighs in at 626 grams, and the 3G model is only 2 grams heavier. I think that's pretty much most of the specification. Oh, I suppose we mentioned there's an accelerometer, there's a compass, ambient light sensor, a hall sensor, and obviously the vibrate function internally as well. So let's go ahead and just turn it back on. We'll take a little look around. So we have the sort of home screen here set up. So we've got the clock and weather, which hasn't come up just yet. Media controls, Google search for voice search. We've got browser, email, gallery, video, play music, and the Play Store down the bottom as well. We have the user interface button to go around through the various menus, and we come back home. Then we have, where are we? We have in the corner, we can add themes, wallpaper, preview preferences, and we can go into settings, which is very much what I want to do right now, and go and connect to our wireless network. Let's go and do that. I'll just wait for that to connect up. And there we are, connected. So we can come back home. Give us an opportunity to look at some of the other bits. Well, in fact, let's take a look at the browser first, and we'll go to our site. And obviously we're using broadband and Wi-Fi, but pages are loading and rendering really quickly. Looks quite good on here, again with a better than HD display. Everything fits on as you would expect. So we scroll through, some nice smooth scrolling, or we can actually turn around to landscape orientation, sorry, portrait orientation if we wish to. Double tap does zoom in and zoom out, and we've got the different scroll. Zoom modes that we can use with two fingers for zoom, but that all works quite nicely, and display works rather well. It's really clear display, being the fact that it's obviously HD, does give us a really nice view of text on that display. Just come out of that. We can pull down the notification here at the top. We've got Security and Endurance is telling me that well, it's claiming that we've got 42 hours and 17 minutes left, but I guess that's because we're only really using well, we're not doing anything. I'm sort of just mooching around just at this point in time. So that's what we've got there. We've got the email gallery and photos there. We swipe across, we do have all of our applications. So pre-installed, we've got things like Hangouts and File Browser and all that kind of stuff. Pre-installed, kind of standard stuff really. Got Navigate, Route 66. We've got Kingsoft Office for viewing your Word, Excel and your PowerPoint presentations there. We've got Playbooks and Newsstand. We've got a user guide and the Dolby stuff there as well, along with Google Drive and obviously Chrome. Got a video recorder there as well. Allow us to use obviously the cameras on both sides. Take a quick look at the camera, see what the interface there looks like. Okay, so we are using the camera on the bottom, I guess, there on the other side. I'll switch that around. Let's bring that back in, and now the placement of the camera being right over here does mean that probably notice that the orientation for taking pictures is kind of a little offset and may take a little bit of getting used to, but take a quick picture. See that come out pretty quickly. We've got different shooting modes that we've got there, and all the different settings in the corner, different effects and so on. Let's take a look at that picture in preview. It's come out reasonably well, but again, you'll notice, as I always mention, probably drive everybody crazy, on the compression there. It's kind of overdone. I'll share these photos, or a couple of photos, when we actually upload the video as well. But the compression is a bit overdone, it's a bit over sharpened, so despite that being an 8 megapixel camera, which normally would pick out the texture of the background, the fabric and the weave, it's kind of a bit lost because of the say the over sharpening and possibly over compression of the actual images. So we'll come back out of here, wait for the display to turn around. Now I'm going to go and sign it into the Play Store, and we're going to fetch ourselves a copy of Quadrant and do a quick benchmark. Okay, so having signed into the Play Store, I've gone ahead and I have downloaded a copy of Quadrant. We can see there there's nothing else running, no other downloads or anything like that, so it should be a fair run. So we'll run that full benchmark, which it wants to run in portrait, so we'll just try and angle that so we can see what's going on there, running that way round. So getting through it reasonably quickly. See, working quite hard because it's drawing quite a lot of pixels being HD. (36 to 37 frames a second there, which isn't bad. And we're almost done. Okay, the last thing. So yes, we want to see our benchmark results. Oops, so there we go. Not terrible. I was expecting a little more, really, that it's quad-core 1.6. Nevertheless, it's not really too much of a slouch, so we're just under 10,000, 9,965. So I guess running that a couple of times we'll probably go in excess of 10,000, because we obviously get a bit of variance each time we run it. But again, it's not terrible compared to some of the other stuff we've got there. We've got Transformer Prime, the HTC One X, Atrix 4G down there as well. So yeah, benchmark of 10,000 isn't terrible at all. Having done that, the last thing I want to just quickly do, we'll pop that stand up again, is we will just go into and find, I was looking for YouTube. There we go, going blind. And let's just play practically anything. Well, let's go to our channel and just see what those speakers are like. Pick something, there we go. Okay, speakers are pretty decent. Quite impressive actually, and that button on the side that we mentioned, which is over here, is indeed the volume control, although it works the wrong way around that way. Okay, so those speakers are actually quite impressive. I'm not sure how well that's going to come across in the video, but they're actually quite loud and quite a decent amount of stereo separation on that. So there we go, that's a fairly quick look at the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 10 HD Plus. We'll have a review for you alongside this over the next couple of days, and obviously the unboxing video will be live on, you're probably watching this live on YouTube anyway. Anyway, so if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at TracyandMatt, TracyandMatt, or on Facebook, facebook.com/tracyandmatt.co.uk. Twitter, Google Plus, you can find me, I'm Matt Davis1, that's MattDavis and the number 1, or the YouTube channel is LeoD, in which case you can find our hangouts and all that kind of stuff alongside that. We'll be back soon with some more videos and reviews on tracyandmatt.co.uk, but for now, thanks for watching.